Becca here, and today I'm going to attempt to show you my New York vlog. I have to say I probably did more B-roll than actually talking at the camera and kind of, you know, doing a normal vlog. And that was because, for obvious reasons, we were there for Wallace's book release, and, you know, I just wanted to soak up all the magic. And I did. It was amazing. It was so awesome being there with so many friends and just celebrating her book and writing, and just I cannot express to you how freaking magical it was. It's just like a living, breathing thing, I think, that creative people feel when we're around each other. And I am here for it. I loved it. So I am going to narrate, I guess, over most of the footage, but let's get started. So I thought that I was going to write the whole flight over, but yeah, you know, I ended up writing a scene, and the plane I was on did not have a built-in TV in the back of the seat like most planes do. United, I'm looking at you. I kind of just percolated, which was good. I did some good thinking. I was really excited about the trip, so it was an easy flight, which I'm kind of a nervous flyer, so that was really good. But when I got there, I stayed with Kate, and it was this amazing place. Oh my God, it was so beautiful. Like, even the view of the Chrysler building outside the window, I mean, it was insane. And we crashed. I mean, pretty much we talked for like an hour or two, and then we both were like, okay, I can barely keep my eyes open. So then crashed. The next day, here's a clip.
I'm gonna make a fool of myself and do this in New York. Everyone's gonna be staring at me. Probably not. This is the land of Casey Neistat, so.
Oh, you're right. Oh my God. Just imagine him coming by on his little skateboard.
I know, he'd be like, all right. Except I've got an iPhone, he'd be like, where's your camera?
I know.
The New York Public Library. And for a second, I was like, have I been here before? And then I realized, Ghostbusters.
Okay, that's all I got, and then I like stopped. But no, I did show. So here is where we met Zara.
Yeah, okay, we're in Times Square and we met Zara. Here we are. Yay! Okay, we're on our way to find food.
Yes.
And so Zara was recommended a little, was it a cafe or?
It's a diner.
Diner? Okay.
And you know, for somebody who's lived in Manhattan basically my whole life, I'm still finding places.
Oh, that's amazing. That's the best thing. Okay, but hello, Times Square.
I saw an ad when I was walking around.
And she took us to this. This is the first time that Kate and I had met Zara in person, so this was awesome. It's like, I love meeting people for the first time that you've literally seen hundreds of times by video chat and streams and everything over the years. So you already feel like you know I mean, you know these people, you've hung out with them. Like, it's just by video, but you still have hung out with them. But this was, when you meet them in person, I don't know, it just takes it to another level. It's just so nice to be like, to just hang out and catch up and everything. So that's why I didn't film. So we went to this awesome diner, really good food. Then we went around and went to bookstores. Went to look for Wallace's book in the wild. We didn't find any in the stores that we went to, but stay tuned for later in the video because we did find it at one of the most magical stores in New York. Okay, something to look forward to. And then we went to the Nintendo store, and I didn't get anything then, but the next day I went back because there were two things that I really wanted. I got this little plant for my desk. It moves around, move down, and then a little Goomba to go next to him. So yeah, you know, I'm a sucker for anything in Nintendo store, but the Nintendo store was amazing. I did get some, you know, fun footage there too. After that, we actually did end up going to the public library with Zara because, you know, it felt like more like a museum though than an actual library, but it was really, really beautiful and amazing. And right before we left Zara, she actually gave us each this amazing keychain. Isn't it cute? And she also gave us a copy, a sneak copy of 1,000 Words to Ignite Romance by Chandra Arthur and Natalie Locke, but I don't think they've done the cover reveal yet, so I can't show it to you because that would be horrible if I did the cover reveal by accident. But thank you, Sarah. It's really cool. Like, I can't wait for you guys to see this. So yeah, so we hung out with Sarah, and then I had to go because I was meeting my friend of 45 years. Yes. And I got to meet her kid because I just haven't been to New York in a while. Her kid's like 7, so it's been like a long time since we've seen each other. So that was really fun. And that actually gave me an epiphany on my screenplay because she's in it because she was there in the childhood, because you know this is based on a true story kind of thing. Yeah, so I had some revelations. I have another vlog about that because I am doing an entire video of me finishing this screenplay. So I will talk about it in more detail there. But I had a revelation. I was kind of scared of the revelation because that meant I would have to thread some things through that I had already written, and I was already past Act 1 and well into Act 2. So later, I did run it by Kate and Katie Ann, and basically they both said, yeah, you need to thread it through. But that night, after I got back from seeing my friend, we all went to a dinner to celebrate Wallace and her book release. We got to go with her family. I got to meet her parents. I got to meet her sisters. They're all so amazing. I feel like I talked their ears off, so sorry if you guys are ever going to watch this. Just kept... Can you tell your friend Becca to just shut up and stop talking? But no, it was so much fun. They were amazing. Everyone was amazing. Everyone was so nice and welcoming and just so happy and just really feeling the excitement of why we were there. And oh my God, when I tell you how amazing and magical this restaurant was, they were insane. The drinks, I mean, they had this whole, I don't even have a picture of this, I wish I did, but they had like one of the drinks was the imagination that went into it. It was a Freddy Krueger hand over a bottle where Jason Voorhees is trapped inside. Like they were creating a nightmare for the drink, and this is where the drink was. It was amazing. Crazy insane. Like, I can't even, I mean, even the desserts, look at this. This is a Ferris wheel of donuts. It was insane. I sat next to her friend Sarah, and her friend Sarah was like, you have to put a candle in her dessert. And they did, and look at it. It's explosive. It's amazing. It was perfect. I thought that was such a sweet thing to ask for. And yes, it was just, oh my God, this place. I wish I remembered the name because now I feel horrible. I could totally be plugging it right now, but it was awesome. So then Kate and I were going back home and we got on the right train. We just went in the wrong direction. And then we got off and we were so tired. Like, we'd been up since 7 and it was like 10 o'clock at this point. And we just, and like I said, this is the day where I walked 20,000 steps. So I was exhausted. She was exhausted. So we get off the train and then we realize, okay, this train across the way is the train we need to now get on. Not even paying attention that it's going the exact same direction as the one we were on the wrong direction with. So we got on there and we went another stop in the wrong direction. Oh my God, eventually because then we were trying to find a station that would take us back. We finally did. It was in a mall, so that's what threw us off. But we did get back, and it you know, a 15-minute ride home turned into, I think, an hour. But you know, we got there. So the next day was the day that we were going to, you know, that Wallace was going to do her signing, and then we were going to do the little after party. But all the rest of the day, we kind of were playing it by ear, just doing what we wanted. So Kate and I went to a cafe and we did some writing. That is when I asked her, hey, what do you think about this revelation I had? And she was like, yeah, I think you need to. And but then we got to talk about her story, which, oh my God, I got goosebumps twice when she was telling me about her story. I was all like, oh my God, look, oh my God, they're even forming, just thinking about it. So good. I cannot wait. Like, oh, it's seriously, can you see that? I don't know if the camera picks it up, but okay, just thinking about it. Oh, so good. But I gotta say, like, I have to, you know, I have an intolerance to gluten. Finding gluten-free stuff in New York was actually kind of hard. Like LA, it's really easy. But so far, New York and London, it's not as easy. It's there, and to be fair, it's there, but it's just, you kind of have to really look. I was eating a lot of protein and walking a lot. So I lost like 5 pounds when I got back, by the way. I've gained it all back, so it's no big deal. But yeah, just eating all that protein, walking. Well, the first day was 20,000 steps. I don't walk that much normally. After Kate and I did that, then we met up with Katie Ann and Devasia, and we decided to go to the Ripped Bodice, which is a romance bookstore, very famous. And they have one location in Brooklyn and one location in Los Angeles, which I am embarrassed to say I have not been to, but now I'm definitely going to. But we got to the store, and this is the funny thing. Okay, so if you can see this footage, these people over here, Kate was saying she caught it in her vlog. This is where Wallace's book was, and they were holding it. So when we came in, we didn't see Wallace's book, and we just figured, oh, okay, it's not here. So we went about our business, and oh, I got this deck. It's so pretty. It's just this little daily, ooh. Oh, this is funny. Okay, it was probably on top from before, but I actually pulled this card right before we went to Wallace's signing, and it's "You Are Magic." Oh my God, but yeah, it was probably on top. But anyway, it fell out. So I feel like that's saying something about it's definitely "You Are Magic." I got this at the thing. So we were doing our thing, picking out books. I found some cool Jane Austen section with lots of different covers. I even had texted Wallace and said, hey, because I know she's a huge Jane Austen fan, you want me to pick up any of these for you? We did all of that before we saw her book. So I made my way back to the front, and you know, they have this whole kiosk, you know, big section for new releases, you know, which, like I said, we missed going in. And then I see a corner of a cover, and I was like, that looks like Wallace's cover. And then I turned around, and they had put it back on display. And so literally, I think there were 15 books just right there, right in front, dead center of the display. I think I scared the clerk so bad because I was like, you guys! I guess they were out in the store. I'm like, Wallace's book is here! And then like they didn't hear, so then I had to like run and find them, and I'm all like, Wallace's book is here! And then they were screaming, and then I think, you know, I think the clerks eventually got it. They were like, oh, this is their friend's book. But yeah, so I got a copy. But I planned on getting a copy at the signing, which I did get later, so I got 2 copies. I am going to be doing a reading vlog, so Wallace signed this personally for me, which was amazing. But I had her sign this one, just a signature, so that I can give it away at the end of my reading vlog. So that'll be next week. But yeah, so I got the 2 copies, plus I'm gonna get the copy from Unplugged Book Box. It was supposed to come already, but I think I just got an email update and it says it's gonna come Thursday. So it'll actually be perfect. It'll be right when I'm doing my reading vlog. But then look at this bookmark. Is this the cutest bookmark you've ever seen? The amazing Kate Kavanaugh made this. Look, it has a little leaf at the bottom. How cute is that? Yeah, so as for a celebration of the book release, Kate made us all these amazing bookmarks. Oh, I love it so much. So I'm definitely gonna be using that. But yeah, so we were so excited. The book was there. We realized we had to head back so that we could make it to the signing. So because this was in Brooklyn and the signing's in Manhattan. So we did lots of subways this trip. So we got on the subway, went back to the hotel, got ready, and then made our way to the bookstore. And I have the entire reading and opening of Wallace's thing. So it's like 10 minutes, which was so amazing and so awesome. So I probably can't play the whole thing. So I'm just gonna play you pieces.
The first kernel of the idea for this story came around the fall of 2019. My sister and I were discussing our favorite Hallmark Christmas movies, because watching them during the holidays is a beloved tradition of ours. And off the cuff, my sister just said, I wish someone would write a book that's like a Hallmark movie, but for Halloween instead of Christmas. And I took that little nugget and locked it away, filed it away. And I had every intention of writing her a silly little novella as a love letter for October, echoing the familiar structure of the cheesy, feel-good holiday movies that we love. and presenting it to her as a surprise gift for the next Halloween, just so you guys are aware of 2020. I even found a post on Reddit, of all places, that broke down the classic beats of your typical Hallmark movie. Everything from the almost kiss to the point of miscommunication and the holiday-themed competition that bonds the two loves together. So for example, think gingerbread houses or decorating Christmas cookie contests, etc. My father is a big fan of Hallmark movies. I took these beats, I made some seasonally appropriate substitutions, pumpkin carving instead of gingerbread houses, and I set out to write this fun little novella for the upcoming October. Reminder, October 2020. But promptness is not one of my well-practiced qualities, and it wouldn't be until the fall of 2022 that my sister received her draft. And on the same note, succinctness is not one of my best practiced qualities. What was meant to be a 25,000 word novella was a 100,000 word novella. The novel is much less longer than that now. Once again, thank you to my brilliant editor, Melissa. Because tonight is the very first event, it's the opening of the tour, and because I don't know if everybody's read it yet, probably not because it came out yesterday, I'm just gonna go ahead and open the tour with the opening of the book, if that's okay with everybody. The liminal era begins a week before Halloween. It's my favorite time of year, when half the trees are barren and others burst with leaves the color of glowing fire coals. The garden and forest give their final offerings for harvest before the dormancy of winter creeps in. The air turns frigid, but beams of sunlight stay warm, and as the new year approaches, it brings all the traditions and celebrations that unlock the lovely longing of nostalgia. It's during this week that my magic grows strongest. I should have been in bed hours ago, but the crackling fire to my left and the dozing cat in my lap make it impossible to move from my antique reading chair. Minutes pass, the content silence broken only by hushed feline snores and the soft stretch of cotton thread pulling over my crochet hook. Tonight's crafted creation is a little white ghost with a friendly smile and blushing cheeks. I've been in a bit of a crochet frenzy since decorating my cottage for Halloween. The living room is adorned well enough for the holiday, with orange and black garlands draped on my mantle, cotton spiderwebs around my light fixtures, and a cast iron cauldron hanging in my fireplace. But the kitchen still needs some festive touches. I sew a second tiny black felt eye onto the ghost's face and smooth the edges with the tips of my fingers. Too cute, I say, admiring the pear-sized figurine in my hand. A soft little mew escapes from Merlin. He looks up from my lap with droopy, displeased eyes. Sorry, I whisper. He shakes out his ears, his collar chiming. With a lazy stretch, he rises and jumps off my lap, resettling into the dark green love seat on the other side of the living room. You've got a lot of attitude for a cat that's scared of mice, I say to the black pile of fluffy fur. He gives me another look of consternation before laying his head down and going back to sleep. Rolling my eyes at his dramatics, I carry the newly crafted ghost to the kitchen window. It looks right at home on the sill, next to my other crochet decorations. A pumpkin with curling green vines, an oversized candy corn, and a small black cat modeled after Merlin. With this figurine tableau and the homemade wreaths of dried maple leaves I placed in the windows, the kitchen decor is finally coming together. The clock on my mantle whirs and clangs, 3 soft tolls that chastise me for still being awake. As the echoes of the last chime fade away, the gnarled hickory broom propped against the wall of my kitchen tips forward, crashing against the wooden floorboards. Merlin lets out a startled cry, bolting off the couch and out of the living room. A knot forms in my stomach. My mother's old adage about fallen brooms comes to mind. Somebody's coming.
Oh my gosh, she said she was so nervous, but she did not show it. She was so charismatic. She just was like I would have been like and shaking. It was a crowded house, like it was packed. She just crushed it, and it was one of the best signing reading events that I've ever been to. Not just because it was Wallace's book, but because it was just so lovely. Like her uncle introduced her, and it's just, everything was so perfect. So after that, we just headed, I think it was like a block over to this beautiful rooftop celebration and amazing food. I was able to take off all the gluten. It was perfect. So I don't even think I have any footage of the party. That's how much fun I was having. So Kate and I both had to get up at like 4:30, 5 o'clock. Well, she's 4:30, I was 5 o'clock. And then I had to take the subway and then a train and then an air train. But I did get there. My battery was almost running out because I was an idiot and brought like my charger cable, but without the actual plug. So I didn't have any USB thing to plug it into. Yeah, so won't do that again. And that was it. And then I flew home and I didn't do any writing, but this time I was on JetBlue, so they did have the movie screens, and what was playing but Practical Magic. So I got to watch that on the ride home, which just seemed perfect and fitting to put a cherry on top the most amazing, magical New York celebration of a dark and secret magic ever. Thank you, Wallace, for inviting me. It was so amazing. So yes, but this one oh wait, I forgot. Okay, so I didn't even know that Marta did the artwork for these, but I got 2 of the pins. This is the pumpkin. Oh. And then of course I had to get the kitty cat. But Marta designed these and made these, and I did not know that. I'm sure Wallace or Katie Ann or Devasia told me, and I probably just went right over my head. Oh my God, it just, when I saw Marta's video yesterday, I was just like, it just made these extra special. So yeah, so I'm gonna be doing a reading vlog where I'm gonna be giving this signed copy, hard copy, of Wallace's book away. So look for that next week. And I hope this wasn't too boring because most of it's just me talking. I'm so sorry. I will do better next time, I swear. And I will see you in the next one.